Hey guys, I am back on video and I thought I would do a more informative video and not cry, so wish me luck. But what I want to start with is the myths or common perceptions on leukemia and other forms of pediatric cancer. The reason why I want to bring this up is the more I talk to people, the more I realize not many of us know much about leukemia. I mean, come on, I didn't even know leukemia. When the doctor told me I had leukemia, my first thought was, the fuck is leukemia? I kind of heard of it, but what is it? It wasn't until I went on Google to Google leukemia until I realized, oh, fuck, it's cancer. So I think it's important that we just learn about it. Particularly because if you were to visit someone who has leukemia, maybe you shouldn't say, dude, if I were to get cancer, this is the one I'll get. No, don't. Please don't say that. Leukemia is incurable. It also has different types of leukemia. There are four main ones, but there are even more that not many people have heard about. Like, I've never heard about any of this until I went into full-on Google is my best friend type of thing. So, leukemia is incurable. They're very treatable, but not every single type of leukemia is easily treatable or responsive to chemo. According to National Cancer Institute, if you want to know, the cancers with the highest 5-year survival rate, there are melanoma, Hodgkin lymphoma, breast cancer, prostate cancer, testicular, cervical, and thyroid cancer. These are the 7 cancers with the highest 5-year survival rate. Do you see leukemia on there? The type that I have has the lowest survival rate, and it hits people of all different race, all different ages. It's not just for kids, and it's not curable just like that. However, there are over 70 different types of diseases, including leukemia, that can be treated with a bone marrow transplant or a stem cell transplant. And there are some who don't make it even after a transplant. So transplant's not a cure, but it increases our chance of survival. I know it's a Sunday and we don't want to think about things that are not so happy, but you know what? We gotta face reality because we can't live in La La Land all the time. These are some of the people that I think are worth mentioning, and no harm that you know about as well. Because when you have AML and you're being this age, it helps reaching out to other people around the same age group, if not slightly younger, young adults pretty much, who are also active in sharing on social media, or they have a family member who are posting on social media to keep them up to date. Dude, if you have cancer and you want to reach out, particularly if you have the same type, just please reach out. All my shit's public anyway. Going into this, I'm going to list out who passed. We have James Lee of Vietnamese descent, but he's American. He was born and raised in America. He was 20 years old when he was diagnosed, and he passed last month when he was 21. James was a basketball player. You have Brandon Nalagan from Oklahoma City of Filipino descent. He was 17 when he was diagnosed and 18 when he passed. He passed a few days before James. James and Brandon, they both had AML. There's Sophie Caldwell from Birmingham, England. Sophie had AML at 17 years old. Her symptoms were similar to mine. Fatigue, jaw pain, that stuff. She went into NHS, a walk-in center, and she was sent home. She died 10 days later after she was sent home. Guys, I went to the dentist when I had my jaw pain. The dentist said, here's some antibiotics, some painkillers, and a mouthwash. Just don't chew on that part. So I left. It was only when my antibiotics ran out that I thought, perhaps I should go to the hospital and get more antibiotics, and my fever hasn't really gone away. That's when they took a blood test in Spain, and they sent me to another hospital and took more blood tests. At this point, I had no idea what was going on. Yet I thought, and so did my buddy Richard, we just thought like I had a really bad case of a cold. We have James O'Mara from Worcestershire, also diagnosed with AML. He was 13 years old on the rugby team. He died a week after he was diagnosed. I was given chemo 2 days after I was diagnosed. My dad had asked the doctor, can we wait? Is it possible to wait? He asked the doctor first. He didn't just make a decision. He had to consult a professional. Because my grandma went through breast cancer, and he has seen all that she had to go through. And of course, you don't want to see the same thing happen to your daughter. And I appreciate this daughter's straightforwardness. She said, no, we don't have time. She will die. She said that to my dad. Can you imagine someone saying that to you about your child? It's perhaps a dad. Jared Lau from Australia, native Australian, diagnosed with AML when he was 17. It came back when he was 36 years old, and he died from it. He was a professional golfer with kids that he left behind. With Jimmy Tan from Malaysia, Chinese as well, diagnosed with AML. He was 21 years old. He made a plea on Facebook, and that went viral as well, for a bone marrow transplant for a match. He didn't have a donor. In March, he made a plea in March this year. He died in May. He was waiting to sit for his exams. He never did. So, shit's real, guys. It really is. I don't really look at it anymore. But on a hopeful note, because there is always hope, we have little James McCarty from the States. He's 24 months old, and he's been diagnosed with the rarest type of pediatric cancer, JMML, juvenile myelomonocytic leukemia. His donor was just confirmed around this date last month, and he is scheduled for a stem cell transplant a week after Thanksgiving. So good luck. Good luck to you, James. And so happy for James and his parents. Now, I don't know why, but let's just say if you don't want to donate, or you don't see yourself being a part of the donor registry for any sort of reason, for health reasons, for religious belief reasons, for custom reasons, or for your family objecting to it, I don't know why. I spoke to a hematologist in Australia, and he had recommended there are 4 active associations who do active research. So, there's Leukemia Foundation of Australia, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the States, American Society of Hematology, and European Hematology Association. I've been able to look for all of those except for European Hematology Association online, so I'm guessing it's one of those. But yeah, we do our shit, but we don't need to blast it all online. So if you guys know from that particular association, please feel free to share. You can share from any part of the world. There was another question I got from my recent post on social media, as well as just asking the person, why is it so hard for me to find a donor? Like, how is it just not, hey, you're Chinese, I'm Chinese, I can just give it to you like that, la. But no,